we are going to jump right in. Today, we are going to cover how to grow your business while balancing mom life, or at least not working all the time, right? Okay, hi, Vanessa. Great, owner of 3-year-old bees, Hippie Chicks by Van. Awesome, yes, we are all busy with juggling, but how do we do it in, most importantly, what can we set up in our business so that we can run both, both sides and all the many things that we're juggling well, okay? Okay, okay, let's start ahead. So before we even begin, I want to make sure that this is for you, right? Who is this training for and who is this training not for, okay? So everyone can see my slides, can see my presentation? Yeah, okay, thank you. Thanks for nodding. I can see you too for those who turn on your video. Okay, so this is for, I want to make sure that this training is for those of you who may be in the stagnant entrepreneur stage, all right? And how do you know if you are in the stagnant entrepreneur stage? And is that maybe you are currently working long hours, maybe 9 to 16 hours per day, doing everything from content creation, posting on social media, you're doing admin, you're doing sales, you are making your own products maybe, you're doing the delivery itself, right? And with no time spent on actually growing the business. All right. So another thing that I noticed after training hundreds of women entrepreneurs, the stagnant entrepreneurs are also currently maybe stagnant meaning you feel like you've hit an income ceiling and it's just there. You just can't break through. Or maybe your business may even be declining or not earning any money or even losing money for at least 3 months. The next thing about stagnant entrepreneur is that you are currently doing everything on your own because you feel like since I'm not making money or I am stagnant, I try to do most things in my business so I can save money. So what ended up happening is that you're actually paying with your time, which is the most expensive cost you can ever have because you can't earn back time ever. You can't get back your time. Okay. And also maybe you may even be still in the stagnant entrepreneur stage. You may get some DMs, right? Direct messages on social media. You get views. People are coming to a website. There are some interest. People are asking questions, but you don't get that many sales. And you really have no idea why and what else you can do in your business. And you feel alone. Who feels like, you may be in this stage right now? This described your business. Just let me know in the chat, okay? Just a why or no, maybe you're not, then that's cool. Maybe this training is not for you. Rai. Hi, Rai. Okay, all right, okay. Great. Thank you, Chloe. Okay, thank you. I mean, like we first need to know where we are first, right? Otherwise, just like I always say, like if we are going to jump into a car and get to a destination to turn on the GPS, we need to know where we are first. Okay. All right. So also, okay, that's another point that I missed out. You have no idea what isn't working and what else you can do. So you tried. Right? This is not the first webinar that you attend. This is not the first webinar that you've been to. So you have no idea what's working. So you try every hacks and strategies, right? You watch YouTube videos, you watch blog posts and people say, TikTok, let's go try TikTok. Oh, I need to be on here. Or maybe I should do this too. Oh, SEO, I got to do that too. Okay. But nothing has really sort of like made it for you. All right. So also, what you have, oh, okay, yeah. Another thing that I've noticed is that here are some mistakes that you made thinking that this could help your business, okay? This is not even part of the slides. Is that you spend a lot of your time, right? On social media, thinking that, okay, if I could just post more, a lot of people say, oh, you should post more, but then the more you post, the more like your views are not working out for you, right? And so that are some of the things that you tried, like even like, different strategies. But what ended up happening is that there's a lot of, what's that called? Shiny object syndrome, right? You try a strategy, it didn't work, you jump to another one, and then it didn't work, you try another one, and nothing has really worked for you so far. So the goal of this training is to get you from being stagnant to become an in-demand entrepreneur. An in-demand entrepreneur is what I describe those people who get lots of opportunity coming to them. They get lots of incoming leads and sales. There's not a lot of hard sell that you need to do. You don't need to convince people that you're good or that your product is good. You get lots of exposure, right? You get lots of media inquiry, you get lots of partnerships inquiry, and just basically people lining up to work with you. And you're like, how is that even possible? Or like, how can I possibly get there? Is there even such people, right? Let me show you. I'm going to show you what does life like, who are actually, what kind of entrepreneurs are currently leveraging on what they know to become in demand. All right, cool. Everyone excited? I hope you are. Okay, so here's what you learned today. The common mistakes entrepreneurs do daily, they are stunting their business growth and taking the time away from their family. Okay, some of you may be making these mistakes right now. You think that it's helping your business, but it's actually stunting your business. The 5 assets you need in your business to stand out and attract high quality leads. You want people to come to you, and it's a much better game to play than constantly going out there and thinking, who can I reach out to today? Who can I bother today to talk about my business, to talk about what I got to offer, right? And also how an automated and scalable system could 10x your profit. It's very much like how you got here and what I use in my business to help me grow my business to $500,000 business working just 4 hours a day. Okay, okay, so I think there's some people still trying to get in. All right. Okay, welcome to those of you who just got in. We have covered a little bit at the front, and it will be recorded, and if we get enough requests, I may share the recording later. Okay, now if you stay until the end though, I do want you to stay until the end, because there's nothing like live training, right? You know that when you watch a recording, you might skip, you might forward, you may not even watch it, but I do want you to stay until the end, because at the end, I'm going to give you a complete in-demand action plan, because I don't want you to be like furiously writing notes and then missing out about what I'm about to share with you. So at the end, completely free. I'm not gonna, upsell you this. And it's something that you can download right away and know what it is that you need to put into action to become an in-demand entrepreneur. So while you're here, right, while you have already decided that, okay, this is worth my time, I'm leaving my email address, I'm showing up for the next 2 hours, I want you to put away all distractions. Right? Put your phone on silent, make this a full screen, and participate fully, because I've been where you are, where I attended a webinar and I'm like, try to multitask, like this is on, and I'm like, oh, what did she just say? What did he just say? And then totally miss the point, and then ask the question again, and people are like, you're wasting other people's time, right? Those who pay attention, and for me to repeat if you did not, okay? So do make this your full screen right now. All right. So our intention today, my intention today to run this is really for you to walk away with the knowledge to run your business like a real mom boss, having a system to attract leads and sales consistently. Because I've been coaching for the past 6 years now, and it's really a shame to see a lot of people who say, I do want to make it happen. I do want to start a business. I do want to make my business a success. And but lacking the system. And then 2 years later, you see that their Instagram account is no longer active. They're out of business, right? There's so many passionate women entrepreneurs who really want to make it, but without the system, they just fail, right? Just they burn out. It's not like they're not making money. Most of the time it's because they burn out. Business is no longer enjoyable for them, right? And that temptation to let's just go back to work and just get a salary is stronger. All right. So I do not want to see more businesses fail. And that's my intention for you today. So here's the question. How do you rate your ability to effectively attract leads and sales and convert them into sales in your business right now? Scale 1 to 10, 10 being high. Leave it in the chat for me. What do you think is your ability right now to attract leads and convert sales in your business right now? Okay, 2, 5, great, Carol. 5 is actually good. Okay, 2, 4. All right. So most of the time when I ask this question, all right, when you say 1, well, I mean, no shame, right? It's good. It's good. Actually, the lower it is, I think, but I'm always a glass half full kind of person. So actually, I mean, if you're a 10, you won't be here. If you're a 7, you're 8. I mean, great. I mean, you're just looking to, upgrade yourself, right? Great. So now that you know, right, your current ability to attract leads is at a 5 or a 3 or a 10 or even a 1. Now, how much are you currently making in your business with your current ability? Okay. And what I want you to do is, if we can get you from a 4 or a 3 to a 10, then how much money do you think it would make you per month? So let's say you're at a 1 and currently you're making $1,000. So if you can get to a 10, you should get $10,000, right? If we're just going by numbers right now. So for those of you who are going at a 5, okay, so maybe you're earning $5,000, 10,000, maybe you're earning $10,000 right now, there'll be a double, $20,000. What is it? Okay, you can share it with me in the chat, or being Asian, we don't like to share our sales figure, and we're still kind of new here. You don't want to share, that's fine. At least have the number, right? So let's say you're at a 4 or a 3, you're currently earning $300. Then if we get you a 10, $1,000, right? Easy math, okay? So now that you get, okay, if I can get you to a 10, this is how much you can earn per month, and times that now by 12 months, how much is your potential? How much can you earn then? Okay, have a figure in your mind? Yes? Everyone kind of have a figure in your mind right now? Okay, cool, let's move on. So today, I'm going to show you how many of our in-demand members and myself have been able to stand out in a crowded industry and consistently earning more than our peers, despite working less and having more time for our families. Because, here's the thing, right? I'm speaking for myself. I'm not sure if this applies to you, is that when we started a business, why did we go into business? First of all, it's because, the possibility of a business is uncapped, right? We're not capped by the salary that we earn anymore. We are no longer waiting for someone to promote us, right? So we have the possibility to really earn a lot, right? There's no cap. And they say, yes, to work less, to earn more, exactly. And the number one thing is that we want time freedom. We want to not work less. We don't want to clock in, clock out at work. We want to have that time freedom for ourselves. But many times, right, entrepreneurs started the business and they found themselves working even longer hours than ever before. I know this because I've been there, okay? I've been there, and many women entrepreneurs that I used to coach or were in our program was there as well. They're like, oh my God, I'm just working. I quit my job so that I can start a business, so that I can be there for my kids, but I ended up working even longer hours. I'm at home or I'm working, sometimes I'm working outside. I'm still not seeing my family all that much, okay? And so, all right, so now I want you to sort of tell me, what do you do on a day-to-day basis in your business? Just start typing or start listing down, what are some of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis in your business? Right, say 1,000% true. Okay, what are some of the things? Okay, while you guys type, I kind of have listed it out for you to let me know if this is true. Many of you currently are still hunting and chasing leads. Every day you're like, oh, where can I find more leads? Okay, or you're stuck in sales. You're the one doing sales, talking, selling, right? Or you are in the delivery of the products. Maybe you're a coach. You are the one who's coaching all the time. You sell candles, you're making candles, right? Or maybe you have a few employees, but you're stuck managing them. So you're still the solo problem solver. Maybe you're in network marketing. Maybe you're in, I think I saw that a couple of you are in real estate or financial advisory. Maybe you're starting to build your team, but you're always the bottleneck still in your business, right? So essentially what you're currently doing is that you're still selling time for money. Even though you're a business owner, you're still selling time for money because you're the one practically doing all of this, right? Or Ling send a direct message and say, brainstorm, lesson plan, seek out resources, plan logistics, market class, manage registration and payment, right? Everything. So, and a lot of you are probably going through exhaustion, right? And yet still having inconsistent cash flow and overwhelm. Who can resonate with some of this? Let me know. Here's the thing, right? Look at these faces. You probably would recognize maybe some, if not all, right? Sarah Blakely of Spanx, Richard Branson, right? Richard Branson of Virgin Airways, Rachel Lim, La Bonito, Gary V, Mel Robbins, Rachel Hollis, and Marie Kondo, right? Why is it, do you think they just did what we listed out just now? The things that, yeah, you're everybody department. Do you think how they spend their time in the business is that they're doing all of this right now? Everything that we listed out. Yes or no? Probably not, right? And also, why is it out of 8 billion people, there are actually 8 billion people in the world right now, there are only some very recognizable face? Why them, right? I mean, is Marie Kondo the only person who knows how to like organize a home? Why them? What do they know, right? What do these people who are in demand know that you don't? Are they better looking? Are they like 10 times smarter? There may be some people who are in your own industry, right? Who may be not better looking, who may be not smarter, who are quite new, who are actually newer than you in your industry, who are doing better than you, who are always the face, right? Who are always getting opportunity to pitch themselves, to speak on stage, to get in front of the camera, to get in front of the media, who are doing a lot, and maybe even not delivering such a good service, or the product may be inferior than yours. So, but what do they know that you don't? Okay, I'm gonna reveal that for you in this training. So why are you here today? Why are you here today? And I've said this earlier, right? We are here because we want to grow our business, because we've been stagnant for some of you, at least 3 or more months now, right? If you continue to stay here and continue to kind of like just be selling time and not breaking through, I know a lot of people will eventually phase out and just like, lose passion in what they do. And whatever your why for starting your business, maybe to impact more people, to help people, to give back, then that's not going to happen, is it? Right? And here's the thing, it's not your fault, right? That's one biggest myth in business today that I want to sort of like take it out of you. If there's nothing else that you remember from today's training, it's this. That's one very big myth in the business today. Anyone want to guess what it is? And I see this every time we open social media, every time, anything, social media, news article, people around us, or maybe we have this in ourselves as well, right? That you have to hustle. We have to work hard to earn our income. Who has this belief? I need to work hard. If only I work harder in my business, I'm going to make it. And we just need to work harder. Or you may even heard of the what people say, or not work harder, work smarter. But what does work smarter actually means, right? Here's the thing, it's not your fault. I mean, we have been drummed into us, especially, you know, I got this as well. I used to believe this as well, that I need to work hard in order to earn the income. But that's an employee mindset, right? That when we're going into a job, we need to clock in, we need to do work, and in exchange, we get paid for our effort and our time. For selling our time, we get paid. But now that you're a business owner, you should let your business work for you instead of you working for your business. We need to have that switch of mindset. Okay, and I'm going to prove it to you, okay, why that didn't work. All right, there are actually 4 levels of values in the world today. What does that mean? That means, what is society, or how does the world work right now that would pay you the most? Okay, how can you earn the most based on what it is that you are, what sort of resources that you're giving, right? Because money is an exchange of value. What you put out there into the world, you get to pay back, right? So what is the lowest level of value? What's the lowest level of value? Okay, lowest level of value is actually implementation. So if you think of, like, let's say a company, Apple, for example, right? iPhone, iMac, who is the one at the factory actually putting together the products, the chips? Who is actually at the store standing all day? There's no chairs, right? Standing all day selling. Who? The salespeople, right? The factory workers. Are they the highest people? Are they the highest paid person or people in that whole Apple organization? Probably not. They're the lowest level. So when you implement in your business, you get paid the least. All right. So what's one level up? One level up is management, right? People are like, okay, if only I become a manager, right? If you start working in a big corporation, oh, I want to be a manager, a head of department. But the head of department, what sort of resource do they get, right? Okay, so let's go back a little bit. The resource that people in the lowest level in exchange for money is they are exchanging hard muscle, right? They're using the muscle to earn money, and they're also using the time to earn money. The management level, what they do is that they're managing people. That's what their resource is. And we know, even if you're some of the top managers in the world, how much could you possibly earn? $300,000, $400,000, which is pretty good. But most managers, there's a cap to how much you can earn, right? So now, want to know what is the second highest of value? Anyone want to guess? Okay, second highest paid of values in the world, right? People are communications, right? Communicators, some of the best paid people in the world, like these people that I just showed you. They all have their platform. They all communicate to you some way or other, right? Because people are paying for communication, right? Some of the singer-songwriter, Taylor Swift, billionaire, because they connect to you heart to heart. Top speakers in the world, they could speak for, like, 1 hour, they get paid $50,000 an hour. Right? And it sounds almost unfair that these people just use their mouth and they get paid more than those people who use the brute muscles. But that's the truth. That's the reality. That's how the world works right now. Okay? So how about, what's the highest paid level, right? What's the highest paid value in the world? Anyone want to guess? Okay, let's go back to Apple. Who's the highest paid person in the company? The CEO, right? Tim Cook. So what does he use? What sort of resources he use to get paid that much? Is he, clocking in at 9, leaving work at 6? Probably not, right? What he uses is imagination, right? CEO uses their imagination, and for that, they get paid the most. And so you, as a business owner, let's come back to you. Are you currently spending most of your time communicating or imagination? Or are you spending most of your time implementing? From what I hear, what you share with me, you spend a lot of time in the lowest level that you can do in your business. Okay? Granted, right? In a business that is vital and functional. And when I first started in any company, right, or your own business, small businesses, we have different departments that needs to be fulfilled. There's sales, marketing, operation, logistics. When you first started, you're probably doing all the things. That's fine. But you need to also spend some time on the vital, right? Because if not, you will always be working in your business and not on your business. So when people talk about, let's not work hard and work smart, what they mean is you need to work smart, spending your time working on the vital things in your business and not functional. So as your business grow, you should spend more time on the vital things. But of course, if you're a one-woman show right now, you don't have a lot of help right now, and you're doing most of this, fine. When I first started, I did most of this as well. But right now, I don't. I hardly even reply my emails anymore. I have someone reply my emails because these things can be systemized. And with AI these days, it's even cheaper to use automation to consistently generate leads for yourself. All right. So you may be asking at this point, what is vital? What is functional? Right? So if you say I should be, people who are in demand spend time doing the vital thing in the business, then how should I be spending my time? Right? Anyone is wondering right now? Should I share? Okay. So vital. You should be spending time as the CEO of your business, spend time on vision. Are you communicating that, right? What's the vision of your business? What's the mission of your business? What's your value? What's your pitch? What's your thought leadership around your industry? Product development, raising profile, big partnerships, and setting the culture for your business. And if you're like, but one woman show, why should I be setting culture? You do have to, okay? For the growth of your business eventually, unless you just plan to be a one-woman show forever, right? And some of the functional roles are emails, admin, sales, delivery, networking, management, paperwork, invoicing, etc. And even networking. A lot of people think that when I go networking, I'm actually helping to grow my business. Not necessary. You can leave networking to other people to do it for you if you have a clear thought leadership, if you have a clear mission and vision, right? What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to raise profile for your business. If you have a few employees and you're constantly still at the office doing all the admin and delivery work, you're not helping your team grow. Your team, let's say you have a team right now, right? Maybe you have 5 to 10 employees right now, or you are in a network marketing business, you want to grow more people in your team, and yet you're down there helping them doing the selling, you're not doing them a favor. What you should be doing is you should be raising the profile of your business so that more business would come in, and then they can do their work well and everybody wins. Then you can pay them more, right? If you're earning more money, okay? Now, here's the thing. Essentially, the poor earn their income through labor, and the wealthy earn their income with assets. We know this, right? Outside of a business, we know this. Whenever we have some money, we don't let it sit in the bank, we invest in assets. And just like assets, over time, the compounding interest earn us wealth. We know that, right? We have money, we go invest in property, in stocks, and whatever it is that you invest in, we have assets. But somehow, when we come back to business, nobody start thinking about how can I leverage on building something that consistently, that I built one time, that continue to earn me money or bring in income for me in my business without the labor part, right? So just maybe we could take a break. I'm going to share with you what are some assets that I have built into my business to help me grow. But just maybe you may have noticed that I haven't even introduced myself. Have I earned the right to introduce myself yet? Thank you. All right, so my name is Michelle. I have 3 children. I am originally from Malaysia, currently based in Singapore. My business is based in Singapore. My husband is Malaysian, but grew up in Australia. So once a year, we would go to Australia at the end of the year, like December to January, for about a month. And when I'm there, my business continue to grow, continue to make money. It's not like when I stop working, the income doesn't come in. I can leave and practically live anywhere in the world and my business would still be okay. But how I actually started was from a very, very humble beginning, right? I started my business right there, a desk in our 2-bedroom apartment with a laptop and internet connection. So what happened was I quit. Prior to having kids, I had my soup and salad bar business, was doing really well for a couple of years, or actually more than 2 years, yeah, in Singapore. We have a few outlets in the malls. But when my, Lauren came along, I decided that I can't be in a 13 hours day business, right? I was still running my business as if I'm an employee. I was there, like even if I'm not there, I'm constantly, reachable on the phone, was doing all the ordering all by myself. And I realized that I can't do that anymore. What's the point of having children if I'm not there for them? So I just wrap up the business and be a stay-at-home mom. But a few months into the whole stay-at-home mom gig, I realized that, oh no, I can't just wake up and think, oh, what should I cook today, right? What should I do today? I needed something. I needed an outlet. I needed to earn my own income. And so I told my husband, okay, I'm going to start a blog because I saw a friend of mine started a blog, and this is back in early 2013. So it's been 10 years now. And my husband was like, a blog? When was that? Do you have any experience? Like, when was the last time you wrote anything substantial? I was like, high school? I don't care. I'm going to learn. I'm going to just do it, right? I've got nothing to lose anyway. I was just being at home with my kids. So I decided to start a blog. And long story short, the blog grew into a maternity concierge business. I've also published a book around it, and we got featured, and I also appeared in a reality TV show, and it spawned into the 5 businesses that I have today. And today I also get invited to speak at industry events, and people who were reading my blog were like, Michelle, I read your blog, or I follow you since you were this mom, and now you're talking about businesses. How did you do that? And that was how Mom Boss Academy was born in 2018. All right, so that's long story short. But I want to share with you the big difference, right? The real aha moment came to me during my blogging days, right? So when I first started, I still remember my very first blog post, not my very first blog post, or rather the very first email that a brand emailed me, right? So how you earn money with as a blogger is that you write articles for brands, right? And so I still remember the very first brand that reached out to me was Zalora. Zalora, for those of you who are not familiar, Zalora is an online fashion retailer, and they were like, Michelle, we would like for you to write for us, and they were willing to pay me $80, okay? And it wasn't even in cash, it was in store credit. But I was like, okay, fine, never mind. At least I get to, buy a dress without asking money from my husband. I did it. But today we charge $1,600 for a blog post that I don't even write myself, right? So what happens is today we consistently, as I say, right, we consistently get all the inbound emails asking us, oh, would you post this on your blog? Can I work with Michelle? And my assistant would be handling all of that. We'll see whether it fits the blog. If it does, we copy, paste, or maybe I might go in there, or maybe my assistant would change a few things in there, publish it, ka-ching, we get paid. So what happened in between, right? I need someone who writes for me for every time. Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. I think there are still people probably on Upwork that maybe charges that much, right? So what happened? What happened in between, right? So what happened was the brands used to see me as a commodity. Commodity meaning they see me as just another mommy blogger. right? So whenever I used to ask for like maybe $100, they were like, oh yeah, okay. And if I dare to ask for $150 for a blog post, which takes me a few hours to write, I'm not a great writer, and maybe another few hours to promote it, to drive traffic to the blog post, then they would like, oh, we'll get back to you, but they never did, because they see me as no difference. Why should I pick you? If you want to charge more, I'll just go to another mommy blogger. So what I did was I was really desperate. So I'm like, okay, I'm eager to learn, right? Just very like, probably like a lot of you here, so I need to do something about this, but I just don't know what it is. So I attended a webinar, right? This is back in 2014 when it was still seminar, sorry, not webinar, where you have to go in person and you listen to this thing, right? And I like what I hear, but what they were offering, right? They were teaching me like the fundamentals of, it's very much like what I'm going to share with you in this training, right? The how to build assets in your business to grow. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to do it. But it was 16,000 US dollars. And at the time, I was just earning, I don't know, $500 to $1,000 per month. So $16,000 was like, hell no, right? So I'm like, okay, go home, right? $16,000, can't do that. 6 months later, I mean, they started, I did not sign up. 6 months later, they're back again. They're from the UK. And I'm like, I really want to do this. I know that this would help me. So, so I approached the guy. So thankfully, they let me pay in installment. And based on how much I was earning at the time, so they were like, okay, $500. So I think it was over 3 years installment. And I felt like when I signed the contract, $500 per month. So I'm like, okay, when I signed this contract, I felt like I was signing my life away, right? Oh my God, 3 years, how am I going to afford this? But thankfully, yes, the determination, right? And thankfully, by the end of the year, I took what I learned and I applied it, because, hey, I paid the money. I got to make sure I take some action, right? By the end of the year, I was making $35,000. So I was making double my investment for what I've learned. Simply because first of all, I believed in myself. I invested in it. And because I invested, I'm like, I got to earn back this amount, right? So I did it. And what I really learned is, I'm going to share with you in a bit, right? It's really about what's changed. What's crazy is that I just took what I knew, right? On my blog, I was sharing about pregnancy and early motherhood, put it into a system, into a formula that is my own, and I turned it into a maternity concierge business. And suddenly I was charging $2,000 to $5,000 per package. And all I needed was 1 or 2 clients per month. And I'm good. And I was way earning, way out earning what I was earning when I was a blogger. And the funny thing is, now the brands are like, Michelle, we want to work with you. And I'm like, I don't have time to write $100 blog post anymore. So I start asking for 200. And now they say, okay. And I'm like, okay, how about 500? Okay again, right? When people say okay so easily, then you start increasing your price, right? And then eventually it was like 800, okay, 1,000, okay. You know why? You know why now the brand is willing to pay me more? It's because suddenly they view me as the only mommy blogger who has this maternity concierge business, and now she's an expert. I wasn't that popular yet. I wasn't that popular yet at the start. Okay, this is like really like months into that. The way I introduced myself was better, right? So I'm going to share with you the assets, like what really makes a difference in a bit. So yeah, and because of that, because I'm the only mommy blogger who has a maternity concierge business, that gives me credibility. And so when I partner with them, it gives their brand credibility as well. Okay, so the fastest way to break through in your business without working more, in fact, I work less, right, is to become recognized as one of the go-to brands in your industry. You may not even need to be popular. You don't need to be popular. You just need to be the go-to brands that people trust you. Here's the thing, right? Because people buy from people. I mean, look at Tesla, right? Tesla has 21 million people, followers on Twitter, which is now called X. But still, Elon Musk, as polarizing a character as he is, there's some people who just hates him. He still has way more followers than Tesla, because people buy him, right? Tesla is not the only, and is not even the first electric car brand in the world, but it certainly is most popular because of Elon. Okay, here's the other thing. Apple has been around since the 1970s. It's got 9.6 million, which is fine, which is good, right? But Tim Cook has only been the CEO of Apple since I think the early 2000s. And he has already, I mean, Apple has been around way longer, right? And he has already more followers than Twitter, right? Because people buy from people buy his thought leadership, because he is constantly the one spending time on what? The vital thing of the business, right? The vision, the mission, the thought leadership, right? Raising profile. And myself, okay, Mom Boss Academy, 3,000, I got 78,000. And if you're like, oh my God, of course, you know, still you guys got millions, you got 78,000. Let me show with you an example. Vanessa is one of my students. When she first started joining In Demand, she had like 100 people on her Instagram account, right? And Team Glorious, the account for Glorious didn't even exist, okay? But still, right, leveraging herself, like putting herself out there, like spending really time, vision, and what makes her difference. To date, I think she just started she's in network marketing. So she started in early 2020 during COVID, but she has more than 2,000, 2,000 members under her, and more than 400 business builders in the past 2-3 years in the business, right? Making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars for her company. All right. And so that's the power of being the go-to brands, even in a brand like network marketing. Okay. Because her team, what makes people want to join her versus other people who are selling the same product is you. You're the unique person in this whole thing. Okay. So the 5 assets you need to be in demand, plus an automated scalable system to 10x your profits. Because when I first launched In Demand, and I thought, you know, people like Vanessa and some of the examples that I'm going to show you in a little bit, is that I always talk about the assets. But then I find that, okay, while we have these assets, it's great, we're attracting people to us, we still need a system, right, to support that. Because like myself before, yes, I have all these assets. I've got a lot of people who wanting to work with me, but then I was still working like a dog, right? Because so now, today, for the program, right, which I'm going to share with you, is open for registration today, and the registration will be closed on Friday. We will also share with you how to build that automated system. And I'm going to share with you how it looks like as well in the back end for me. Okay. Now, what is assets? Assets is anything that makes achieving an outcome faster, better, or cheaper, right? Asset. So for example, if I'm going to send you into the woods, into the forest to chop down trees, and I pay you for the amount of trees that you chop down, basically that's it, right? So in order to earn money, you gotta be productive, you gotta do something. So do you think you will earn more with an axe or a bulldozer? A bulldozer, of course, right? So that's why income follow assets. The amount of assets that you have, the more income you have. Simple. So how does it look like for my business, right? Instead of traditional assets like, you know, stocking a whole lot of inventory in my room, or having a big sales people or setter or a physical location, my assets are simply my book, my blog, The Chill Mom. It is still around from 10 years ago, and I hardly even post. And every time we post, there are sponsored posts, which makes us money. It's still there, earning me an income. And not only that, if you go to the chillmom.com today, you can see there's a banner right there that drives people to Mom Boss Academy. It drives people to another business of mine where we teach kids robotics. Okay, so it is still a income generating asset for me. It is still a lead attraction asset for me, right? Okay, my Instagram account today, it is an asset. It has built over time. I don't even post every day. I post maybe twice a week, right? My blog, my podcast, and all these programs as well, In Demand, Mom Boss Go, that I have built one time, and it continues to earn me money. Okay, and Top Performing Dream Team is a program that I built with Vanessa, because she's really good at building team. So how can we leverage on that so that she has another form of income as well? Okay, so this is what my assets could look like. We have way more than this now. I just don't have the room to put in here. But then think for yourself, what sort of assets you can build for yourself. Okay, my Insta name, The Chill Mom. THECHILLMOM. Thanks. I expect you to follow me. Kidding. All right. So income follow assets, right? Okay, so let me just show you. So let me just show you. I purposely want to show you the numbers of the Chill Mom and not Mom Boss Academy, because Mom Boss Academy is my focus right now. Right? It is where I spend my 4 hours in every day. But for the Chill Mom, I really do not do anything on it. But yet, look, month after month on Google, right? We still get more than 2,000, more than 5,000, more than 3,000 clicks on Google, more than 100,000 impressions, right? And almost 2716 with the first impression on Google, month after month. And so that's an asset, isn't it? Something that I've worked, I don't know, 10 years, 5 years ago, and it's continued to work for my business today. All right. Now, the 5 assets you need to be in demand. Asset number 1 is communicate with clarity. Asset number 2, online profile. Asset number 3, captivating content. Asset number 4, your offer ecosystem. Like, hey, we can get all of these people to come into, you have a cloud now. How do we earn more from them? Asset number 5, collaborations. Okay, let me go into each of this. So asset number 1 is communicate with clarity. In-demand industry leaders have a compelling answer to what do you do, right? Because if you can't pitch your value with clarity and credibility, it's game over. That's why at the start of this training, I kept asking you to introduce yourself and your business. And the majority of you didn't even take that opportunity. That was an opportunity, just like you always go out, whether with your partner or go on a parent council meeting. I go to parent council meeting at the school, right? People ask you what you do. Those are all opportunities for you to get potential clients, right? So for example, let's say I'm an accountant. So I go to a social event, with my husband, maybe at a dinner, and the spouse would ask me, hey, so yeah, hi, I'm Michelle. So what do you do, right? Typical, people say that. And if I'm just saying like, hi, what do you do? I'm an accountant. So what would you do? You'll be like, nice. What do you do? I'm a coach. Nice, right? People are just being polite, nice. And then no follow-up question. What if you ask me what I do and I say, I help small businesses, solopreneur, women entrepreneurs save thousands in tax every year. What if I said that? You'll be like, oh, do you have a card, right? Hey, do you help like business like mine, because I would want to work with you because you save me money. But yet, just now earlier at the start of this training, I asked you, introduce yourself. For those of you who did, well done. At least you tried. How many of you look at someone's introduction and go, I want to work with that person. Let me reach out to that person. Let me DM that person. Because if you don't, that's a wasted opportunity, isn't it? Right? Okay, so let me give you an example of how it had worked for me. So during COVID, right? So this is so during COVID, when I was like stuck at home, Clubhouse, I'm not sure anyone heard of Clubhouse, right? It's not that popular right now. It was like a COVID thing. It's an app where you only use your voice. You don't even need to use your face. So I was hanging out on Clubhouse, got nothing to do, right? So there was this room that you can go and you can chat with people and talk. So they had this room where you can go and pitch your business to ask for investment, very much like the Shark Tank style. So I decided that, even though I wasn't looking for investment, I don't need the money, but because I teach people how to pitch their business, I should at least try my pitch and get it reviewed, right, by the professionals. Why not? It's free, right? So I went up there, so waited for my turn, and you are only allowed 30 seconds to tell people what you do. And then, so I did my thing, right? Hi, I'm Michelle. I help women entrepreneurs start and grow their business without working more. So what we do is blah, 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 30 seconds, right? And then they were like, okay, great. So what are you looking for, Michelle? So they're probably asking, thinking that I want to look for investment. So I'm like, actually, I'm not looking for investment. I was just looking for maybe anyone who's listening, who is looking, who are also serving the women business community and to impact more people. And that's it. They were like, okay, thank you. That's it. Right. So I thought, okay, cool. At least I tested my pitch. Some people were like, okay, maybe you should change it, maybe, or whatever, right? So great, I got what I wanted. So what I didn't realize is that Jenna was in that room listening. Jenna was the organizer of this summit. So she reached out to me via Instagram, because you can't DM someone over on Clubhouse, but you can add your Instagram account. So she went to my Instagram account and DM me and it's like, hi, Michelle, I just heard you on that room on Clubhouse. I would love to have you at my summit. And I was like, because I get invited to speak on summit, especially during the COVID, there's a lot of webinars, right? And I was like, oh, okay, send me the link, let me check it out. When is it? What's it about, right? And what had I not realized is that at that summit, it's called Money Magnet Summit, as you can see now, Mark Cuban, the billionaire on Shark Tank America, is also speaking on the same stage, right? Sally Krychek was also speaking. There was just so many industry people, Jay Shetty, Lewis House, you got Charlene Johnson, all the people with like tons of clouds are also speaking at the same summit. And obviously I say yes, right? So, and people who attended that summit are really of high caliber. And because of that summit, I think I've gotten at least 2,000 new leads and 5 one-on-one coaching clients that pay me $10,000 each. So that, because of that short 30-second pitch that I did on Clubhouse just for fun, right, had earned me more than $50,000 US dollars. So do not underestimate your pitch on how you introduce yourself to people, because that's the make and break, right? With attention span getting shorter and shorter, right? When you go online and 3 seconds now, 3 seconds is all you have for people to go stay or scroll away. All right. So yeah, that's just a short story about how pitch had helped me. And of course, beyond this, I'm always getting industry event inviting me to speak, and also not just for free. I also get paid to speak for Gleneagles, for DBS, and for the one at the bottom was last year when Lazada invited me to be sort of like an ambassador for just a week. So for a week, is it a week? Oh no, a month. They wanted a support local campaign. And so for me, I had a whole new page on Lazada app that had with that banner, the Chill Mom, and I get to list all the shops that I love on Lazada. And of course, I listed all Mom Boss Academy businesses on there, right? So not only am I getting paid, I get to tap onto their database of that many people who are shopping on Lazada. Isn't that great? And it's all because of how I brand myself differently from other mommy blogger or business coach in Singapore. And those are the kind of opportunities that you can get when you get your pitch right. Okay, 3 or 30-second pitch, how to master B2B. Yeah, so we have a social pitch and we have an elevator pitch, right? I mean, if you're going to go into pitch right now, I don't think we have enough time to cover all 5 assets. But we do cover that in our in-demand program, okay? Yeah, so for B2B, it's the same. B2C, B2B, same. The formula is the same, okay? I can even review. If you stay until the end, if you have time, I will give you, I'll share with you, okay, Edith? Okay, so asset number 2, so that we don't derail everyone who needs to go after this. So let's just cover all 5 assets I'm going to share with you. And if you have any specific question, do stay until the end, do retype them so that I won't miss any of it. And I'll try to answer as many questions as I can, all right? So asset number 2, beyond your pitch, is your online profile, right? Being good at what you do is no longer enough. And because if you want to be in demand, right, we know that post 2020, all businesses are online right now. It's so easy to just find your competitors. Back then, yeah, not many, you know, pre-COVID, there's still a lot of business which is very offline. And if you're online, you already have at an advantage. But post now, like everyone is online, everyone is spending money on ads. So it's no longer enough, right? If you just you are not being recognized and you can't be found online. You may have a really good business right now. You may even have people refer you right now, but those people who they refer you to is going to go online on Google and Google your name. And if they can't find you, it's all over, right? So if you were, I don't know if you have, most of the time people who attend my webinar would have done this. If you go to Google, if you Google Michelle Horn or Mom Boss Academy, you'll find pages and pages and pages of just articles about myself. And it's not just from, you know, my Instagram, my website, my Twitter, my all that. It's from real news outlets, right? Like Channel News Asia, the Straits Times, Lifetime Asia. You can find it on news, you can find it on overview, you can find it on video. It's all me. So if there's another Michelle Horn, I'm sorry, you probably won't find her until page 5. All right. And that immediately adds credibility. Think of how you, right, as a business owner, if someone were to Google you, what can they find about you? Because you are who Google says you are. You might be amazing at what you do. You may help a lot of people, you know, going through whatever it is that you help them, whatever you sell. But if someone were like, oh, I heard this is kind of good, but let me Google it. Can't find it or forget about it, right? I mean, think of you, think of for yourself. For example, if you were like, someone tell you, oh, how great this restaurant is. And you're like, oh, really? Let me Google it. And then you go and find it and it's not even on Google, or maybe it is on Google, but just one website is about them. No one else says anything about that website. And you're like, oh, maybe it's not that good after all, right? Okay, so building an online profile is important as well. I love the fun. Yes, awesome, great. Okay, so this is Karen, right? So this has not just worked for me. For example, Karen is one of our former in-demand member. And I remember when she first joined, she had lost her job during COVID and she started her business selling sourdough from home, right? And she was like, nobody really knows her. No, like she just don't know how to grow her business anymore. And so I remember she was telling me, I just really want free stuff. I want free sponsorship. I want money. I want clients, right? I want all of that. And so 2 months later, she joined in demand, and then like just 2 months later, she started putting out her pitch. She pitched herself differently and online. And whenever she meets people, she wasn't even meeting people because it's during COVID. And so 2 months later, she said, hey, thank you, Michelle. She has just got her first long-term sponsorship with KitchenAid. And so basically KitchenAid, the food processor, just sent her a whole year. Every time they launch new product, she'll get a new one and test things out and get paid for it. Okay, that's 2 months into the program. Next is Karen. Next, again, right? 3 months into it, she was like, win of the week. Now she's building her online profile. She's being featured on homecook.com, Yahoo Light, and And now she has also already been on, I think, her World and Singapore Women's Weekly, like just everywhere, right? And that has absolutely helped her in her business. And then, 6 months later, she sent me some breads and her bakes, and she was like, "Thank you, Michelle. I finally cracked that $10,000 month." All because she's working on her brand, right? And also together with the system that I teach her, right, using ads and then have it automated, this is what she sent to me. She spent $500 on ads and converted into more than $15,000, and the ads were still running. And that's the power of having these assets for your business. And today, if you go to bespokebread.sg, she doesn't even sell bread anymore. She's like, take too much of my effort. I want to make all this bread. It's very tiring. So she earns more than this now. And what she does is she doesn't even make her own bread. And she just only teaches because of our module 4, right, which I'm going to share with you on building out the offers. Instead of herself like every day go and make the bread, now she teaches people how to make bread and charges way more than that. Okay. Asset number 3 is captivating and evergreen content. Okay. And here's the thing, right? The good thing is now social media is free. But the bad news is we have a problem. Because it's free social media, everyone is on social media. It's just too much noise, no barrier to entry, everyone's blending in. Have you ever scrolled Instagram and like, oh, I saw a post and I kind of like it, and then you scroll again, I was like, kind of like the same message. Who was it from again, right? Everyone's looking the same already. The content kind of looking the same. No one's really standing out, okay? And also, that's why I see a lot of people, I get a lot of women entrepreneurs complaining to me that they're getting on a content hamster wheel. They're like, I started a business because I can be a business owner, but what I didn't realize is that I become a content creator. I'm just constantly posting. I just wake up and like, what can I post today, right? They spend too much time making content and not much sales. So do you find yourself pumping out content just for the sake of keeping up appearances on social media? It's like, oh, I haven't posted. Let me post on it. Anyone? Oh, I haven't posted for a while. And I often ask people, so how are you currently getting new leads on social media? All right, then how are you currently track it? How do you know how many comes on social media? I don't know. I'm not getting a lot, right? So are you currently just like, oh, I gotta just post something and you don't know, right? Do you know that posting more, when you go on social media, people are like, all you have to do is just post more. Just post every day and you go viral. And then your business would be like, ka-ching, right? No, it doesn't work that way. Do you know that the more you post, it can do you more harm than good? Because you know how it works? Does everyone know how Instagram algorithm works? Right? That's what you hear, right? Oh, gotta post more, right? No. This is how Instagram algorithm works, right? Instagram is a business. Their goal is to keep you engaged on the app for as long as possible, right? Because if they show you shitty content, like if they just show you content after content, you're like, oh, this is so boring, you will close the app and you go to TikTok. And that's exactly what they don't want. So it is in Instagram incentive to keep you on the app for as long as possible by giving you content that you like. And there's an algorithm behind it to figure out what content you like. So when you are the poster, when you're a content creator, you put out a post. It does not get sent to everyone who follow you. Let's say you have 100 followers, right? When you post a piece of content, it goes out to maybe 20 of your followers. And if those 20 was like, you know how sometimes you're like, that piece of content not even good, you just put it out for the sake of putting out, they don't hit follow, or they don't stop and read it, right? They don't engage with it. What are they going to do? They just scroll away. That tells Instagram that the first 20 people that I sent out to, not a lot of people like it. So they won't even show it to more people because it's risky to them. If the first 20 didn't like it, why would I send to the next 20, right? So that's why when you first started your Instagram account, you may get quite a lot of likes, and then it get lesser, and then get like 10, and then get like 3 posts, like, and it's just like the number get lesser. Maybe once in a while you create a reel, it did hit like hundreds of people, and then it goes down again. What is happening? What is happening is they show it to the first 20, right? These people didn't like it. Tomorrow you post again. Instagram is like, the first 20 didn't quite like it. I'm just going to show to the 10 that stop and maybe like it, or maybe leave a comment. And that's why if you just post like less than good content, it's not going to help. It's going to do you more harm. And you get that's why your reach going lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser. Okay? Now, the thing is, yes, while we want to post on Instagram, like, well, I still post on Instagram twice a week, that's not where I want you to do. That's not where I want you to spend your time. I want you to spend your time on evergreen content, right? Like, okay, tweets sometimes, yeah, people could still find it. Like webinars, like blogs, like videos, articles, blog posts even, right? That's why like my blog, the Chuman blog, or even some of the blogs are still getting people. When you search up a topic, my blog posts still come up, tops. Okay, so or your YouTube videos, right? So for example, this is one of my YouTube video that I didn't even realize. I don't even promote my YouTube account, but next year we will, because all of a sudden we're seeing a huge number of people coming from YouTube that have found my video, a video of mine that I did like 3 years ago, and I asked you, oh, so how did you find me? So, oh, I saw your YouTube video, and we're like, YouTube, which one? Right? Because while I upload my video on YouTube, I never thought of growing my YouTube channel. I upload it because I'm such a cheap ass. I want to upload my I want to embed my video on my blog, but I don't want to directly upload it on my blog because that costs a lot of, like, it takes up a lot of storage and it's hosting. Then it also like it delays the load time of the blog, and I have to pay for hosting, right? But instead, if I upload it on YouTube, it's free, and I embed it, then I got to save money, right? So that's why I upload video on YouTube. But what I didn't realize is that while I do that and did nothing with it, I still get 75,000 views on this one video. And that to me is an asset, right? So income follow asset. A book is also an asset, right? So you say Brene Brown has books, she has more than one book. Richard Branson, Gary Vee. Do you think Richard Branson needs to write a book to make money? No, right? It's probably a very small potential of what he makes, right? But why does he write books? Because it's content. Okay, that's evergreen content that sells people about the value of his company. Okay, and Gary Vee, he already has millions of followers on social media. Why does he even need a book? Because this is not for everyone. This is for people who may read him and go, okay, I want to work with his agency, his real business. His real business acquisition is through his book, because I have a book too. And let me share with you how this book helps me in my maternity concierge business. Okay, so that's bring us into module 4, which we will share about offer ecosystem, because product does not make you money. Okay, one product is not a business. It's a whole offer ecosystem that make money. So because, hey, rather than trading your time for money, you can turn your skills, your talent, your idea into a range of products that people buy. Because you're already in demand, you already have your clout. Why don't you increase that spend per head, right? So a brand like BMW, a lot of people think BMW only sell car. Do they only sell car? No, they don't just go, we sell car and our car is here. Before you even get to the car part, because they're not cheap, right? They enrolled you into the whole world, the whole ecosystem with sporting events, right? They sponsor sporting events so that you get to feel like what it's like to be the passionate world of BMW. They pay, in fact, or they create content on YouTube so you can watch how the car works, right? And for people who can't quite afford BMW yet, right? Maybe in the early 20s, they got BMW book. You could go to an F1 event and buy BMW cap or jacket or umbrella, right? They invite you into industry events or sometimes your industry drinks, and there'll be a car there for you to view the car, so that by the time you walk into the showroom, you know how much a BMW worth, right? There's no need for the salespeople at the BMW floor to hard sell you their car anymore. No one just wakes up one day and say, oh, let's scroll into a BMW showroom and why so expensive? You already know that it's expensive, right? Why are they doing all of this? So that it prepares you for the main revenue, right? So that it already builds the credibility. You already know how awesome. You already know that you want it. So the real thing is, the only thing is to get you into the car showroom to just confirm whether they have stock of a certain model, the insurance, right? And then what else do they try to earn? Then they also now have a BMW financial services. They upsell you this so that they can continue to earn from you. Once you drive the car out of the showroom, you need to go back to their authorized service center so that the warranty or guarantee still works, right? And that gives them the recurring revenue, all right? And you thought that they only sold cars. No, it's a whole ecosystem. And if you really start looking at this, it's the same thing. Apple phone, right? They try to sell you what? Apple Care, right? And then Apple accessories, and then Apple charger, iPod, right? It's a whole ecosystem. What can you add to your business to get you to earn more money from the leads that you've already got? Okay, so in my business, right? So this is how it looks like. Of course, we don't have time to go into each of these in depth because we have a program for that. So that's why I have a book, right? Remember how I told you about my maternity concierge business and how the books helped me? Is that in my maternity concierge business, I was helping people plan the arrival of their babies, and it was between $2,000 to $5,000. So whenever someone reach out to me and say, hey, Michelle, you know, so-and-so referred you, I want to find out, you know, how is it, how much does it cost? How much does your packages work? What is included? I often say, so have you read my book? Have you read my blog? Right? If they're like, no, I just heard of you today. I'll often go, you know what? Maybe you don't need my service. Here's a book. It's only $29.90. Go and read it. You may not need my service at all. I do not even want to jump onto a sales call with them and waste my time, because nobody's going to buy a $2,000 to $5,000 program right at the start, right? They probably need a bit more research or whatever. So go read my book, $29.90. Everyone could afford it. Only when they read my book, they would have spent what? At least if they're a fast reader, 3 hours to 7 hours, right? So then when they finish the book and they still realize that they want to work with me, they already realize how much I cost is in the book. What's my value? What's my thought process around preparing for your baby? So if they agree with that and they say, Michelle, I would like to find out more about your service, and then and only then I'll have that sales call with them. And my conversion rate is a lot higher, right? And I know that people who come back to me after reading my book will be a better client than someone who doesn't know me at all just because they can afford me. Because, hey, you know, we want to love the people that we work with, right? There's no point earning a lot from someone and you get clients from hell. So someone who have read my book, right? That's an content that I put out one time. I wrote it one time, continue to sell, continue to earn me money. Not only that, it gives me the credibility. It gives me better and better leads as well. Okay. And of course, after the core product, what can you create to upsell and cross-sell? What makes sense for them? Okay. Meet Clarine. Clarine is also one of our in-demand clients. So when she first joined, she was she's still in Young Living, you know, selling essential oil. How she used to sell it is she used to be at pop-ups. She was just stand all day at pop-ups telling people how to use a certain oil, how it helps with people, and blah, blah, blah. She would talk, and people would just be like, thank you. I know so-and-so who sell this. My sister is also in the business. Thank you so much. I'm going to buy from someone else, right? So there's nothing really... There's nothing really special about her oil because everyone who is in the business is selling the same oil. So what happened was, after she joined In Demand and she learned how to build out her offer ecosystem, this is how a business looks like. So instead of just standing all day long, we helped her create a free download of top essential oils to complement baby massage. Anyone who download that, you know that they may already have a baby and they are slightly interested. And then she got them into a free 20 minutes call on how to use the oil properly. Okay. And then of course she get to sell her oil here. Okay. And it's not just someone who's just passing by, right? People who are serious. So then she also could upsell them into a group baby massage workshop. And she told me that I tried baby massage workshop before, Michelle. It didn't work. I was only charging $50 and no one signed up. But with the right pitch, with the right content, and with the right branding for her that we work together for her, now she's charging, I think, $200 to $300 per baby workshop, and it will sell out. Okay. So of course, when people come and learn baby massage, she'll teach people how to use a certain oil. And guess what? After the baby massage workshop, people are going to buy the oil. Again, she gets to sell her oil. Of course, she also has her one-on-one instead of a group. She has also started a motherhood club, like a membership club. And then she could also upsell people into a one-on-one and recruit them into joining Young Living. After they join, they're using the oil. They're like, okay, would you like to join Young Living? And then her cross sell. So now the oil, because the sale of the value is so low, I told her that it's no point using that, or rather have that as your main revenue. It could be as a cross sell or just a lead sale, right? So now she has an entire business. She's no longer just relying on selling on oil. She has all these sort of income for her as well. And that helps her sell more oil. Okay. Thanks, Carmen. All right. I have been talking for quite a while, haven't I? Okay, so this is what potentially your income could look like, right? So this is mine. On the left, on the left is for Mom Boss Academy, and then on the right is for another business of mine that I am an investor and I'm an advisor. I am not the face of the business because that's the thing. You can have multiple businesses, but you don't even have to be the face of the businesses. Okay. So this is the kind of income I get every day that come into my account, right? We use payment processor called Stripe, and I get 900 on a day, 2,900, 1,000, 5,000, 1,000, and on this other business, 1,600, 2,005, 2,004, 9,000 to 700, 3,000 every day. When you have a system, when you have a offer ecosystem, people could buy this, you can upsell them this, you can downsell them this if they're not ready, right? This is what it looks like. Okay. Finally, asset number 5 is cool collaboration. Now that you have all these things, only now you can collaborate with people, right? Now you have your assets. Now you can go and form collaboration, because a lot of people, when I talk to them, oh yeah, I have partnerships. I've done partnerships before and it didn't work. Of course it didn't work, because you didn't have all these other assets to support it, right? You go and form your partnerships, and then they're like, oh yeah, I tried to partner up people and we partner it. We tried to host this event together. It didn't work. So we stopped doing it. Of course, because maybe your partner did try to promote it, but then when people go and Google you or find out something else, there's no other assets that supports that leads that they brought for you, right? And there's no way for you to also track who comes from where and which partnerships gives you the most return for your bucks and your time, right? So only after you have done, your assets, your pitch, your online profile, your content, your offer, then we can work on partnerships. So that is a sort of like a progression to this. But a lot of people just went straight to partnerships first, and that's why it didn't work. Okay. Now, finally, the automated scalable system. How did you guys get here? When you saw my ads, or you saw my social media, or when you saw my email, right? And you come to the landing page, you left your email with me, and you got those emails, and you show up here. Was I behind those emails? Was I behind the scene like, oh, send out this automated email? No, that system was built 2 years ago. That emails was pre-written many moons ago, and it continues to work for me. I just need to like, oh, set a date. Okay, let's set a date. Let's have it run. And then I just show up today, and here you are. So that's an example of one system, one funnel that I have. And there's many versions of that you can do for your business as well. So who would like me to demo like exactly what an automated and lead system can do for the business right now? Who has some sort of like how to say lead conversion kind of like funnel for themselves? Like, where do you go? Yes, please, Vanessa. Can I take your business as an example on how it could possibly work for you? Okay, let me show you something, okay? Let me find it. I have in my business, what is that? A lot of people, right, ask me, so how much should I spend on marketing? And I say, how much can you earn from your marketing, right? It's not about, oh, let's dump $5,000 into marketing and pray and hope that it comes back. We have a calculator to calculate exactly how much we do so that we know that, it's worth it to put $1,000, it's worth it to put $10,000 into here because it earns us X amount, right? So for example, whenever we run this webinar, I know that every dollar that I put into ads gonna earn me $19 back. So what do I do every day? I call my bank and I say, can you please not stop my credit card? Yes, I am putting $3,000 a day on Facebook. Yes, please approve it. That's what I do every day. I call the bank and say, please approve my ad budget, because we're confident, because we have a way to track all of this. Okay, so is it okay for anyone? Vanessa, right? So what I need is I need your opt-in rate, like of, let's say, how many people that you ask to go somewhere would leave you their contact details or email address, right, or contact number. And then what do you do to kind of follow up on that? Is that okay? Because we need some numbers here. Okay, so let me just share the profit calculator, how it looks like. It's very simple, right? I'm a very simple person. I don't use special apps or whatever. So this is just Excel spreadsheet, right? So, okay, so let's take away all these numbers. This is one of the numbers that we used with one of my client recently to calculate for her profitability, her funnel as well. All right. So, Vanessa, you say yes. So I'm waiting for you. So, okay, what's your cost per click? Have you done any ads?
Previously, yes. Not lately because it has not been the main funnel. But yes, I've done previous ads on, and I think it was lower than 4 actually.
Yeah, exactly. We were just using like the worst case scenario. It's usually between 50 cents to $1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
around there.
Yeah, let's say $1 then. Okay, we'll be on the
Very
extreme
conservative.
side, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So EPN, we're gonna skip that for now. What's the average front end order? Meaning, how much do you make for one sale?
You want to go by
Revenue, not profit.
revenue?
Yeah.
Just revenue. My products are ranged around $27 to $29
Okay. So
per item. Yeah.
okay,
27.
28.
That's
Okay, 27. Okay. All right. So and when you run the ads, where do you drive them to? The sales page or like a opt-in page?
Well, it goes into my website, yeah, directly.
Yeah, and the website is usually the homepage or the sales page?
Landing page.
The landing page would be,
Yeah, where you can actually, I mean, it's kind of like to the point because there is a button, a hot button to ask you to start
leave your
shopping.
email.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so also it is a lead magnet kind of page, is it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's the opt-in rate there? Out of 10, how many people will leave the email?
Oh, it's really low through ads. through the ads, but when they buy, the opt-in is 100%. I don't know whether I'm answering your question, but from the ads, is it? Are you talking about just
yeah,
from...
yeah, from ads or wherever you send people to that landing page where they will leave their email address, what is the conversion rate? Out of 10 people who ever seen that page, how many
I would say about 1 to 2, pretty low at the moment.
So 10%?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is pretty low. It should be between, like for us, is 27% to almost 40%.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why when we have this, right, we know exactly where we should tweak. Because a lot of time we build a funnel and then we're like, oh, it didn't work. And then we check out the whole thing because there may be layers of this that it worked and then you only tweak where it didn't work, right? Okay, so after the opt-in, where do you drive them to? Where do you get them to do? Is it like, do you sell via emails or get a call with you, or how does that work?
Actually, okay, can I just be very honest with you?
Yeah.
So, without taking too much of your time,
That's okay.
I actually was I'm the founder behind the business, and I actually had I was working, and I actually got a business partner to do it, and she's no longer in the business because she just couldn't drive it. So where I jumped in was during the pop-up sales, which I don't really like because I feel that the hit rate is very low, and I'm more of a carpet bombing kind of a person. So I'm actually right now, I've just only stepped down from my work about 2 months. So I'm actually in the process now of reconfiguring and re-strategizing, reorganizing everything.
Okay.
So we haven't come into that yet. But when they click, I actually try to have a button for them to, drive them into the sales, making it very obvious with on the website itself. Yeah.
Okay, so we will skip
I'm
this.
not really answering your question yet.
No, that's fine. I mean, if we don't have that, we just skip it basically. So, and when I skip it, I need to put 100%, meaning, it's just skip, right? So it doesn't get calculated. So let's say you don't do so, meaning from opt-in, you drive them straight to sales.
Yeah, and I mean, to answer your question about the emails, right? We actually do the email marketing, but it has been very, very sporadic. And what is missing right now is consistency. The ball has dropped.
Right. So it sounds like the email is like, yeah, you do send emails sporadically, but it's not like the immediate back end. It doesn't flow immediately. People don't get to, okay, so that's why we're skipping it. It doesn't count in this. So what's the buy rate? So you're saying that from opt-in is very low, but then they will buy.
Yeah, they actually do. The buy rate.
How many percent?
Those who opted in, I would say actually, that low 1 or 2 that opt in, they actually buy.
Okay, so let's say 100% again.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, great. So ad spend, okay, let's just put $10, right? So just a simple one, right? So that means even though there's only 10% here, right, it's making money.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. So all we need to do is, if we only just increase this by 15, add this to 50, then you get, pretty good business right here, 55,000. Right? If you're saying that, even though let's say 1 or 2 people opt in, okay, let's say, we're saying like 1 person opt in, right? Even then you're already making money. It's a good funnel.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm speaking for the rest also, but I think the problem is actually between, I mean, the ad is easy. Ads are always easy to do. That's the starting point. But it is getting them to opt in. What do we do to get them to opt in? And then,
so that's the messaging part.
The conversion.
That's the pitch, right? That's why the asset number 1. Why should I even give my email to you? I've seen plenty that's like that, right? And then we could even, if your ads gets better, if we get the messaging right, if we get the pitch right, you can lower the cost of your ads, and that affects your overall as well. See, we just lowered, sorry, not 5 cents. No, hang on, what am I doing? 0.5, 50 cents, right? So that's 6,000 already, double. Right, so we know exactly. Okay, so thanks Vanessa. So basically, what I've just demonstrated is that if we have a funnel that's automated like that, we can exactly pinpoint where we could improve. Like you mentioned just now, you immediately ask a better question already. How can I get people to leave their email address? Rather than where do I start, right? So, and that's the beauty of having an automated and evergreen funnel for us. Okay, thanks, Vanessa. Thank you so much. So let's proceed with the rest of our presentation. So I hope that sort of like, help the rest of you as well to kind of like see how that would benefit into your business. And I love that Vanessa is driving people into an email and not to your website. Because if you drive people to your website where you're not grabbing their email, you don't even know who were there, right? So if that 10% don't end up buying, at least now she can sometimes still send out email, even though it's sporadic. But a lot of people send them people directly to the website and you don't even know who were there. And there's no way for you to even grab them again, right? You know they're somewhat interested. They're just not ready to click that buy button yet. Okay. So I hope that, by now there may be some of you looking at this and like, that all sounds amazing, Michelle, but that's not possible for me. Right? What I want you to do is empower yourself with this thought instead. If she can do it, so can I. If I just, stay-at-home mom, I can do it, so can you. Okay? So if you retrain your brain to see opportunities as clearly as you see anything, you can do anything. Okay? All right. So can you be this too? So this is Yvonne Bob from Hagen. If you're from Singapore and if you're new moms in the last 10 years, you would know her. She's the founder of Hagen. And she was also, I remember she was telling me that she's the first business owner that got invited to do a live sale on Tmall. Tmall is basically owned by Alibaba, Taobao, and to do like live sales, right? And she was like, oh my God, my English, my Chinese isn't very good. How am I going to do this? I don't know if I could do it. But she went for it anyway with her less than perfect Mandarin. And what happened was she told me that in her one night selling on Tmall, I think like in maybe over a couple of hours, she made more than her entire business sold for a whole year to just the Singapore market. So sometimes, despite feeling like you're 100% ready, when an opportunity comes, just go for it. And nothing beats action, right? You can have all this knowledge inside of you, and if you don't put it into action, nothing's really going to happen. Okay, so with that, I'd like to also invite you to join In Demand. In Demand is our 6 months accelerator program where we will teach you everything about building those assets into your business. Okay, building those 6 assets, 5 plus the 1 automated funnel into your business, how to improve your landing page, how to have a pitch. What does the structure of the 30-second pitch look like? What should you say? I will be working closely with you. Is it okay if I take, the next 10 minutes to really explain what's inside the program? Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. I see some notes. Yes. The rest of you, is it okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Carmen. All right, so it's a mentorship. So you will be working with me, not, like another hired coach. So it's me. I will be personally helping you to craft your defining moment story, your brand story, what should be said on your website that makes you stand out from the rest of the people in your industry. It is an investment for my part as well. Like what's in it for me is that the way I'm growing my business right now, as I mentioned, I have 5 of my own, and I'm also investing in other businesses, is that I would see amongst the people that I work with, and a lot of them, sometimes what they're lacking is just a bit of investment. They just need, a bit of help in terms of either money or resources right? Or the knowledge, the know-how to kind of take the business to the next part. So if that's you, you know, in demand is something that investment is something that we offer as well in demand. And it's also it's a form of partnership, because I realized that I have all the clouds, right? I mean, currently, I mean, not that many, right? Only 78 on Instagram. We have about 13,000 people on our email list on Mom Boss Academy alone. We have about 5,000 on the Chill Mom. So we could also still give our people who are inside in demand the platform that they need to grow to, especially if your target audience are women, right? So women entrepreneurs, then we already have the audience to help you grow. And yeah, that's why we're also giving you the promotional platforms. And if you see on our YouTube and Instagram, you will also see a lot of features and case studies and yeah, business features of our students as well. So it is a 6-month program. Who is it for? Entrepreneurs, physical product business owner, online business owner, content creators, network marketers, service providers, coaches, financial advisors, freelancers, or someone without social media yet, okay? And what do you get is that it's broken into 6 modules on one on each asset. And what you get is a video, you get videos and audio course where you can log in online and via your app. Via an app, so you can listen on the go. And there's about maybe each module, there may be 4 or 5 videos of 10 to 20 minutes long. So do take your time. We don't want you to rush through the entire program, because it's not like something that you learn and then you apply, right? So what people do inside the program is that they learn, they apply immediately for that month, so that we get the feedback, then we can tweak immediately. And that's why a lot of people who are inside in demand, they see the results within a month, within 2 months, because they learn and they apply into the business immediately. Okay. So yeah, as I mentioned, you get a lifetime access to those 6 modules, right, of video and audio training. You get a complete workbook. So as you go through and watch the videos, there's a workbook. That workbook is not like a homework. It's more of, at the end of the day, that workbook will become your action plan for the month. What you will apply into your business in the month, what you need to tweak, what you need to change, what you need to improve on for the month. On top of that, you also get twice monthly group coaching inside Momentum, and that's worth $16,000, because I'm teaching you exactly what I learned from that program that I talked about, that I learned. But what I didn't realize is that that program that I joined was actually built for like the CEOs of multinationals. And I still remember one of my course mates was the CEO of Fitness First and people who are like import massive things, like $1 million worth of things. It's not built for people like us who wants to like, I want to keep my business small so that I'm not slaving away from my business, and I like it that way. And so while it has elements of what I've learned from there, but I've also sort of like tweak it after running multiple businesses, taking the same principle and then kind of like reworked it to help women like us who don't want to spend a lot of time in our business, who sometimes don't even want to grow it to such a big team, right? I don't want a 20 or 50 person team inside my company. I don't like managing people. So it's been tweaked. And so, yeah. So, but that's not what I'm going to charging you. I'm just saying that it's worth $16,000, okay? And all new, on top of that, I'm adding that online funnel system, the one that I kind of just demo for you. And like, how do we build a funnel, right? What should be on the landing page to encourage people to leave their email? What should be in the lead magnet itself that continue to sell for you? And if you're going to continue with an automated email sequence, right? So that people get served every day via email, what should be in those emails, all the copies and things like that is in the system. So another thing is I realized that when we did this as a 6 months accelerator program, it was okay, right? But what I want to do is give you more. Is that after you apply, after the 6 months is over, you have another 6 months with me, so I can continue to give you support. Because my goal in this program is to really help you grow your business. I don't want you to kind of like, oh, 6 months is over, I got no more support, right? What else do I do now? Because the better results you get, the better testimonials I'm going to get. And that would also in return help me with the program as well. Okay. So bonuses. On top of just the lifetime access to all the bonuses, all the modules of the 6 assets that you're going to learn, you also have the vault into all our, plug and play email templates that we send out, some of the funnel templates that we have, ad copies, scripts, tools, marketing plans, everything that we ever taught our students is in the vault. So you just have to log in and everything is there for you to download, and that's worth $2,000, bringing so that's the total value of the bonus right now. Bonus number 2, on top of that, you also get one-on-one sessions with me. And this is important because while we have the group coaching, I feel like sometimes, there are moments where one-on-one would help more. For example, you get a defining moment story with me. So after module 1, when we work on your pitch, where you watch the video and you do it on your own, right? We have a one-on-one to kind of like, let's tweak this to make it even better. And then we'll also build out a brand story for you so that you attract media to want to cover you. I think we had that question earlier from someone. How do we get media? How do we build our online profiles so that big media, big channels want to share our story? And usually they don't just want to share what we sell. They don't want to be there to promote for us. They need a human touch story. And it's not just about sharing, a sob story and stuff like that. We want to share a story in a way that whatever we share would encourage people, first of all, right? Inspire, and also answer all the objections that people may have about what it is that you sell. Okay, so it's like, it may be too technical for you right now, but we want a converting brand story. That's what it is. Okay, not just a brand story about, oh, the brand started 2 years ago because we want this is our big why, right? Nobody cares about us. That's the truth. Nobody cares about our brand. They only care what is in your story that applies to them, that makes them feel like doing business with you would make a change or difference in their lives. Okay. Okay, and then on top of that, we also have another one-on-one that helps you build the funnel. All right. Okay, so that's that. The third one is, so besides the group coaching, you will also be part of our community where we have a Facebook group and a WhatsApp group for you to ask questions as and when you have, you need support or you need suggestion or you want to promote something. We're quite knitted community there for women entrepreneurs from everywhere, from in Hong Kong, in the UK, and in Australia as well, Singapore, Malaysia. Okay, so that's worth $680, bringing the total value of bonuses to $4,680. And also a lot of people are like, okay, but first of all, I know that once I got the assets, these assets will continue to work for me in my business. But right now, I don't have time, Michelle. So I also have another training that teaches you how to find more time in your day, and that's worth $99. And on top of that, it's not just me. We also have a partner program that from Jo Stone. She is a coach to CEOs, to successful women in Australia, and she usually charges between $800 per hour to work one-on-one with her. So she has also prepared a short training, a 5-video training, and it's really powerful to help you get unstuck and like understand what's happening in your brain, right? When you are overwhelmed. And so how to get unstuck and just get really productive as well. Okay. So that bringing the total bonus to 6,279. And another thing is another funnel strategy on your funnel. So if you already have a funnel, I'll come in and have a look, okay, at where we need to fix, or what else do we need to put in place so that then it increase the conversion rate. Or if you don't have a funnel right now, then we'll look at your business, look at what's in place, what's not in place, and what needs to be done, and then craft that out for you. Okay, so that's worth $1,500. That's me, that's done by me as well, not another person. Okay, so if you add that, all of that are, you know, together with the in-demand training, workbooks, videos, and audios that you get for a lifetime, the total value now is $26,779. And so on top of that, you also get guarantee number one, okay, 5x your investment guarantee. Meaning, if you invest with us, right, we can guarantee you, if you, of course, you need to apply what we teach you. It's not just like, you give us money, ka-ching, I'm gonna 5x your investment. If you apply, I can guarantee, because I've run this is our 10th batch. We've run this 9 times before. If you apply what I teach you into the business, right, and within 12 months, you do not 5x your current revenue, I'm gonna return your money for you. Okay, so your investment now. So how much do you think I should charge for this? Okay, so the total value was $26,779. And so the price is $5,997. So we have been selling this for $5,997 for the longest time, but I always like to reward the early birds, like people who take action, people who know that this is for them. So the first signups is $4,997. I'm taking $1,000 away, only for the first signups, but it's not for everyone. Okay, let me just tell you straight away, it's not for everyone. You need to apply. Okay, so hang on, so don't click on that. Let me just drop in the chat the link. GPS. So my assistant went on holiday for the week, so that's why I'm like the only person to be doing this. Okay, so you can type, you can click through there, and that's all the information about in-demand, everything that I just shared with you. If you're like, oh, I didn't catch that bonus, or I'm not sure about that. So it's all there, and there will also be a link for you to book the discovery call with me. Okay, yeah. So why do you need to apply? Is because yeah, I can't guarantee that everyone who joins is going to get the 5x. Okay, I need to know that your business is indeed ready for this investment, right? Your business is indeed ready. If you're like, oh, I'm not quite sure, or I'm quite new, or I've been in the business for 2 years, I've done this but not this, then maybe I would tell you to, you know, do something else instead. Maybe the focus of your business right now is not to build those assets, right? So you do need to apply, because otherwise, how do I guarantee the 5x, right? So if you apply and I think that, yeah, I can help you, I'm confident to help you, yes, okay, then I'll tell you. So it's just a 15 minutes quick, because I don't have a lot of time. And I think, yeah, I only have today and tomorrow to do the calls. And so if you are interested, quickly book your time, and then we can, you know, just spend 15 minutes. You can tell me about your business, where is it, what you've done, what you've not done, and I can tell you whether this program is right for you. Okay. Also, yeah, so there will be a payment plan as well. If, you know, 4,997 sounds like a big investment for you, then we also have a payment plan. Okay, so just click through on that link in the chat, and then that gives you the payment plan details and what we have. We also have a VIP package, which you click through, you can see what's included in the VIP package as well. So, oh, we also have our second guarantee. If you enroll, right, if you have 30 days to go through everything inside the program, and for whatever reason, you feel like this is not the best investment you made into growing your business, just email us and we'll gladly refund your entire investment. Okay, no question asked, because I get it, right? I've been there as well. Like, oh, I really want to. I felt like I feel pulled to do it. I know that I need it, but the money feels like I don't want to part with my money, right? So what I do is I'll let you watch everything. Yeah, you have 30 days, watch the video, try to do it. And if, hey, I really feel like this is not for me right now, or I feel overwhelmed, or whatever it is your reason is, I don't even need your reason, I'll let you know, okay? Oh, it's USD because we are operating worldwide. We have people from all countries, so it is in USD. Come in. All right, so total value, just a quick recap. So you get 12 months access to the MBA Vault with all the, just copy paste. You can pretty much apply that straight away into your business. You get 2 times one-on-one Zoom call with me. Actually, you got 3 calls with me in total, right? You got one-on-one, and then you also have the funnel strategy calls with me. You got momentum community. You got basically a whole year of group coaching twice a month. And if you pay in full, you also get access to our Instagram Growth Bootcamp, and pay in full a quick feature in front of our total audience of 100,000 people. So first signups, right? 4997, payment plan 500 times 10. And so that's the link. Just click through and book. So now I guess the ball is in your court, right? You have 2 decisions to make. Well, 2 options, not 2 decisions. 1 decision, 2 options, right? At the start of this training, you told me that you ideally want to earn more and save more time. And now I've shown you, in fact, what I've done in my business and other people's businesses as well, what they've done to really build your business intentionally, right? To not just do things that is once off and then it's out the window. Tomorrow you got to do it again, right? So let's build things that works for the longer run. Okay, so now it's up to you. Are you the kind of person who been given the key and you know that if you just use the key, open the door, step out to the other side, we can have a call and see if it's indeed for you? Or you're like, it's cool, Michelle, I think I've learned enough. I'm going to just go tinker and do it on my own for a while and just figure this out all by myself and avoid action. That's cool with me too. Okay. And of course, I hope that you take action, whether it's with me or not, whether you are going to find another mentor to help you to apply this into your business. I hope that you do that. And if it's with me, it's great. If it's not, it's fine. Okay. So I hope that you do take the action, and that's up to you. And so just remember, I'm going to just end this with, you cannot consume your way to success. No amount of reading books, reading podcasts, or attending webinars will be worth as much as something that you create, right? The assets are what you create and put into the work. So I want you to just take action. We want to work smart, and working smart is doing the vital things in your business. All right, so here's the link. I did promise you the link to download your in-demand action plan. Thank you so much for staying with me. Let me just copy this. Can I copy the link? Right, if you stay till now, you can just download this. And question time. Do we have questions? Okay, I'm gonna like slowly scroll through. Any question, you can start typing them up while I slowly find I published book, haven't leveraged. Okay, Edith says she had published book. Awesome. Great. Time to act. Yes. Edith, I'd like to find out more about your business. Sounds like you've done a lot too. Yeah, so Edith, right? Coming back to you about how to master. Is Edith still here? Yeah, you're here. So how to master for B2B, right? So in our social pitch, we don't want to share too much. A lot of people think that when we pitch for something, we must like state the problem, state the solution, and elevation, and agitate the problem. We don't want that. We're not trying to sell at the social pitch. We're not trying to sell at the first, hi, I can help you, blah, blah, blah. We're not trying to sell at all, right? So we just need to get to understand where they are right now, what is most important to them, and then like really also understand like what you're good at, right? So that's why there's like a whole module to it, right? What I can tell you is when you sell B2B, do know that the person who make the decision inside a business that purchase from you, they are still a person, right? A lot of people think that, oh, when I sell B2B, I can't get too emotional. No, it's not true. It's still a person that's operating or doing that task. So whatever your messaging is, beyond just giving them tangible results, think of what are some of the emotional results that you can help them? How can you help that person in a particular role wants your product? Okay. Yeah, I don't quite know what you do, so it's probably not fair for me to kind of like give you how you should be pitching your business right here. Okay. So Hema, art teacher, taking classes for kids, okay, hand painted. Yeah, so Hema, what you did is you're just basically telling people what you do. And as usual, if you just tell people what you do, then I would think, you know, like just human being, right? Like how I know this is also I've spent many years learning NLP, learning how does consumer think, right? Consumer psychology is that when you say like Hema, I'm not criticizing, I'm just, you know, giving you a feedback, is that you're just telling me what you do. And at the back of our mind, you know, subconscious mind will be like, how is that related to me? Why should I care? Right? And you're not saying something about why would they care? Okay. Okay, Chloe, you have an IG for yourself, IG for business. Is it important to separate them or just keep one for my business? I prefer keep my personal IG to close friends. Should I create another IG account? Chloe, let's be practical. Do you think you have time to manage 2 accounts? That's my question, right? Very often we're like, oh, I want one for my personal one. I want one for the business. But do you have time for both? That's the most practical thing, right? It's not easy to manage 2 accounts to try to grow 2. You can kind of keep whatever that you have private and don't worry about growing that and just focus your attention on one. So you can absolutely create a business account. You don't even have to have an account where it needs to be you. You can even have a faceless account, right? But it's in the content of those accounts that matters. Does that apply to what you say in those content? Should people care about it? Right. And it's not just about creating content of that teach. A lot of people out there is teaching that in social media, you should give. And what I see is people just like over teaching, right? And people are like, oh, okay, I learned everything already. Thank you. I don't need to contact you, right? You need to leave some sort of curiosity. You need to kind of like share, but not all, you know, and then make people feel like, oh, okay, let me just DM her and find out more. So all it takes, right? All it is just marketing is just get people curious. Okay. And yeah, you can. And the thing is, you know, while the Chill Mom seems like a personal account, I get to choose what I share on that. You may feel, oh, you're sharing a lot, but I'm a very private person. I get that a lot, right? A lot of people say, oh, I'm a very private person. I'm not comfortable sharing about this. But if you really look at it, there are many areas of my life that I don't share on that, even though it's my face, it's Michelle Horn there. There's many areas that I'm like, no, not on social media, not going to share about that. Okay. Okay, how to build online profile. Yes, Hema say. So that was, yeah, so having a compelling brand story that converts. Okay, and that's the one-on-one session that I'm going to work with each of you if you're inside in demand. Okay, and like what sort of story that we can give or tell our customers, right? Or people on LinkedIn to find us and like, I'm interested to have a story. I'm interested to feature a story. Do you have such stories? Okay. I love this idea. Okay, let's go. Okay, see. Question, how do we find the time? Yeah, so currently my situation. Yeah, so for me, right, how to find time, okay? Inside in demand, we do have that bonus, but just a quick one for myself. Every day, I don't even use fancy apps or whatever. I just have every day, I only have 3 things that I do. I just use my notes on Apple, the note app. I just write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the 3 things that I must do. I don't do more than that. Okay. And I make sure that every single thing that I do is a needle moving thing in my business or a needle moving thing in my family. You don't have to do everything. So in the how to find time, yeah, we teach you all of that. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Okay, emo cells. Yeah, what's the difference between? Okay, so the difference between in demand and Mom Boss Goal is that this is for women entrepreneurs who have started a business and want to grow. So maybe you're earning between $1,000 to $5,000. You haven't quite crossed that $10,000-$15,000 in revenue and taking home at least $8,000 for yourself. So what? Because if you take $8,000 for yourself, that means in a year you take about $100,000 already, right? Hang on, no, $96,000. Okay, so I want you to keep as much profit to yourself, because a lot of time people grow a business so big, but then the expenses is also very high. Ended up they're not paying themselves much. So in demand is to help you to grow assets into your business so that it continue to grow without spending too much and without spending too much time as well. Okay, so that you get to pay yourself and reward yourself as well. Thank you. Firstly, could you share the pages where you showed the in-demand course is for? Oh, okay. Okay, where do I share? Who is this for? Is it? This page, okay. Okay. Next, if you could, what is the largest revenue growth, regardless of starting base, nays of your past? Oh, an average company size revenue of your past intake. We have so many students by now. If you click through, you can see like all the testimonials that we have. Average size that largest revenue growth, I would say a lot of them have grown like at least 2 to 5 times, 2 to 5x to date, right? I mean, like from the first batch that we had back in 2020, end of 2020 was when we launched it first, the first batch. A lot of them have grown from, yeah, as I mentioned, like, from less than $1,000 or maybe even $5,000 to now earning $10,000-$15,000 a month. And I also have people who are already earning, $10,000 to $15,000 a month and now are earning like $30,000 a month. Because the content of the program is so adaptable to all sorts of businesses. And so when the type of people who join us are different as well. And that's why we have the 3 tiers. And what I offer today is actually the lowest tiers. The $4,997 or $5,997 is actually the lower tier. We actually have another higher tier, which is $12,000, and we also have another $23,000. We have where we help you build the program, build the funnel for yourself instead of you learning. Because I have people who are like, doing $500,000 or close to $1 million in business, and like, Michelle, I love this, but I just don't have the time to do it. I just don't have the time to sit through videos, Michelle. So we're like, okay, cool. So what I just do is she still get a video, because I believe in learning. Because if you're going to outsource this, you're going to actually know what is good job, right? If you're going to outsource, you need to know, are they doing a good job or not? If you need to know the fundamentals, but usually they don't watch the video. So what we do is during our one-on-one, I'll help her. So our team would help her on her social media. We're done with her on how to just rebrand herself on social media, on LinkedIn, and we will build that funnel for her. She just doesn't even have the time to learn. Okay, so yes, I mean, we have people who owns multiple their property investors that they want to grow, that they want to grow their personal brand in, and that they want to kind of brand themselves differently and become a speaker. So we really have people from all sort of walks of life and different stages of business in this, and had lots of successes with it, I would say, if you apply. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing that you join, you need to apply. You do need to attend your classes, and you do need to have those one-on-ones with me so I can help you. All right. I hope that helps. Did I answer your question? All right. So Wendy, I just started my business selling digital products for kids activity. I'm venturing into physical ones. Thinking Singapore moms are too busy to cut paste all the activity worksheet. Do you offer any program for my current stage? Selling digital products for, I don't know what's your price, Wendy, and I don't know like currently how are you selling. Maybe if you just book a quick call with me, so then I could quickly find out like how are you currently selling, what is the price point of your current price, and if it even makes sense to join the program right now, and whether you even have the product ready or not. If you're like still in the product development stage, then maybe not. Or maybe you are in the product development stage, but your digital product is doing very well, then maybe yes, right? So there are many things that I need to sort of like consider here. All right. Hi, Michelle. Can you flash the slide before and after? Okay. This one? What is in demand? Okay, so in demand is not like another program. I see it as an accelerator. That's why we call it an accelerator. So you learn, you apply, and you immediately sort of see differences in your business. And that's why we have a whole month. The teaching itself, right, is not a lot. But when you apply it, you see the difference and you can tweak it. And imagine month after month, you're working on a different asset that you currently grow. I'm not saying that, after the 6 months, after 1 year, you stop doing these things. These are some of the things that I'm still currently working on. Every time my pitch will slightly tweak, depending on like, the type of audience, right? The type of businesses that I'm talking to. So it's a work in progress, but that's business, right? It's you kind of like change, but at least you know the fundamentals. At least you have some asset that's currently working for you. And as you grow the business, these things are already working. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Sure. All right. All right. Great. Oh, okay. I'll talk to you later. Yes, I feel about ready. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. So I hope that this has been helpful for everyone. And of course, you know where to reach me. You will continue to get emails from me. Those are, of course, automated to remind you that to send you some testimonials as well about who has been through the program. And all these people who are being featured, if you want to, you can reach out to them and ask them about how the program had helped them. And I'm very sure all of them in fact, all of them have sort of given their okay to talk to potential people who want to join the program. So if you don't trust me and you're like, okay, I need to reach out to this person who is doing a business that's similar to mine and see how it helped her, and I wonder if it could help me, feel free to do that. I'm very transparent, and if you do book the call. I hope to talk to some of you soon. And if you have other questions outside of the program, if you have any question at all, you know where to reach me. I don't check my emails, but you still can send it, address it to me, and my team will then highlight it and tell me to read those. All right. So thank you very much. Have a good day. And Hema, I'm stuck with how to market my market and how to reach potential customers. Okay, maybe you can still book a call, Hema, and I can maybe give you a few pointers or two if you want to. But I think my time is quite limited. So unless if you're serious about really applying and changing your business, and not like those people, there's some people like, yes, I really want to do this 100%, I'm going to do it, and then they don't show up. Right? So make sure that, you know, if you're serious about it, do show up, and as much as I can help, I will help. All right. Thank you. Good day, everyone. Bye.